As I said, imagine the world with just fair and moderate drinking alcohol, no harmful drugs that turn users to zombies, and be a continuous pain to the health service because of conscious, deliberate choice to harm oneself. I am specifically directing this kind of need to my beloved homeland, the Philippines, because it has a lot of drug users, pushers, drug lords, and all that. And I believe it is being addressed by our efficient President Duterte and his um, ministers or senators and all that. I think the rest of the world who are suffering from the same challenge or difficulty, I think there's no harm taking Philippines as an example, how our government over there is fighting for it. Although I understand the conflicts between human rights and all that, but hey, don't try meddling what is best for the Filipinos because we know exactly what we want. We want those drugs stop that has ruined the lives of the innocents, the babies, toddlers, elderlies, you know. There are a lot of victims out there as cost and harm, but the people who has been victimized or been influenced by these horrendous drugs users. So we just have to respect what our approach or strategies to deal with the problem. Just avoid meddling what is imposed by our government in the Philippines because our government knows exactly what is best for their people. So just back off. Whoever you are, like human rights, you know nothing about what's going on in our country or even EU or whoever you know, no disrespect to you guys, but our the father of the homeland, our admirable president knows best. And even I myself, if I am the one over there probably helping out with our president, I'll do the same. I will focus on this cancerous, very dangerous um, effect of drugs to our people because it's getting really bad and it needs to be addressed at some stage. So if you like to copy, there's no harm doing it. Um, if you don't, that's your problem. It's none of our business. But as we try to introduce things to you, the way that it needs to come to light and the way it has to be strategically planned to be efficient approach to the people, our country has proven it so. So if you as a country struggle to address your problem, as much as we don't want to meddle or interfere with your problem, but if you're not solving it the right way, then you must have to swallow one's pride and then just adapt whatever is more appropriate. Just adapt with the welcoming thoughts in your heart that this strategic plan has been successful in other country. Why not try it in ours? There's no harm for that. Do you know? What matters most is you took the action plan, which has proven efficient already, and let's just get on with it, you know? So good luck for those countries who wanting to address about this problem and hasn't been successful, then probably try another strategy. Okay? Moderation of basic needs prices to maintain affordability. Well, of course, economics. I know this fluctuates. Um, some people struggle to buy and make ends meet as a result of their restricted or unlimited budget, depending how many people they have to feed in their families. and depending on their jobs, and they don't have enough wages to cover all rents, bills, payments here and there, food, transport, whatever it is. So I think it's important as a government that we should adapt or adjust the prices for all the people in order for them to um, afford, obviously, to buy something for themselves and for the family. And it's important for this to be addressed. I think each nation shall strive to feed the children on the streets and also to provide budget to alleviate poverty across the land. Um, I think this is quite self-explanatory. Only if every world leaders in the world will do the rounds. Again, I know a president. I'm so proud of him that with his motorcycle, he drives all the way down countries to country or street by street, district by district, even at midnight, early morning, just to check that everybody is safe, just to do a spot check whether any workers are doing the right thing. Um, and he even have his own program to feed children's and those who are living under the bridge on the streets. You know, I went to Dubai 3 times, and I'm quite impressed actually. And I think if I'm if there's any place in the world I love to visit and leave, apart from my homeland, I think I must say that it's the safest. I read all the do's and don'ts, the restrictions, what not to do and what to do. Although some of them are in Arabic, but hey ho, there's an English version of it, and it's quite interesting actually. Um, Cleanliness, it's superb. A lot of creative, innovative infrastructures and stuff. I think the His Majesty Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum and his son Crown Prince Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Rashid Al Maktoum. I think it's quite long to say, but I think they're really doing a brilliant job. It's quite amazing. Um, and I understand there are also a lot of charities to sustain in the world, and I just continue hoping so that they'll be able to provide all the needs of all these children, and just seeing them with supporting each other, especially in times of Ramadan, how they give, how they donate, and help improve other people's lives. It's just fascinating, and how I wish we can do that all over the world, you know? How I wish all government leaders will do the same thing to the people. But I know I just feel sad when you hear from other countries because I'm managing a 91 bedded care home and like around 80 employees from all from different backgrounds. And sometimes it's sad if you hear from them that their government, the reason why they're here, because their government is so corrupt and the government officials are not doing anything to improve their lives as people, that they're just pocketing whatever is in the budget and not even doing something about them to help improve their lives. So it's just very sad, you know. So it's a learning curve for all of us. And I just wish any global leader will pick this up because it's a challenge for you to consider. And it's your job. You've got a duty of care to answer to your people. And the reason why you're there is because they're voted for you. Their votes are sacred. They entrusted you with the policy, entrusted you with the vote, with the belief that you're going to fulfill the promise that you had. And it's just frustrating that once you earn the title or the position, you've forgotten all about it. So I hope everyone in the world will pick this up and do something about it. And ensure all ages must be able to receive the basic nutrition from school and at home. I think here in the UK they have their own meals and stuff, and some of them really are not very healthy. So I think the government is doing their best to discover something healthy for the family, for the children, especially at school. And I hope the same other countries are doing the same kind of process. So fingers crossed. Anyone in the world are doing their best to achieve this. That no children or adult on the street must be neglected to go hungry. I think this is just a further statement on the previous one I mentioned. And the government must have a program to help them. If politicians have the guts to steal the people's money in the form of corruption, how could they turn a blind eye on its people and leave them die in starvation? I mean, this kind of comment is just applicable. If you're a country who is very corrupt, then you must feel guilty. If you don't, then there's nothing to be worried about. You're exceptionally admirable, and I congratulate you for doing your best to your people. If you start feeding the homeless or the hungry in any parts of your country, let us beat malnutrition across the land that leads to further illnesses. I think this is self explanatory. So I suppose if you look deeper into the mirror of Mother Earth, level of needs, and together view and reflect the depthness, the vastness, and really fathom the very root cause of all this poverty, malnutrition, diseases, illnesses, these critical problems that's creeping the country and paralyzing them. It's horrendous and horrific to think that we as a government is not effective enough to combat and do something about it. So I think it's time now for us and a challenge, and I'm calling every government in the world, please do something. If the people